keys to extracting optimal value from others. First and foremost, number one is value their gifts. Value their gifts. Anyone can sing? Can anyone sing? I'm not going to ask you to sing. I just want to know, anyone enjoy singing? Raise your, I see you do. All right, can anyone dance? Anyone play an instrument? So y'all just type all day. Y'all don't have anything. Y'all don't like doing anything. What's your talent? Your gift? What can you do? Okay, so you can make people smile. Okay, that's important. That's a gift. Making people laugh is one of my gifts as well. You way back there with the blue plaid shirt. Yep, you. What's one of your gifts? What do people come to you and say, you know what? You're good at doing this. Softball coaching. That's awesome. All right, great. So when we talk about valuing people's gifts, all of us have some kind of gift. Maybe you haven't tapped into it, so you haven't thought about it. But when you're thinking about your gifts at work, when you want to extract the value in your team, it's important to know what they're gifted at doing, right? So if I didn't get your name, but red shirt right here, what's your name? Kristen. If Kristen can make people laugh, and all your staff meetings are boring, maybe Kristen should help put the meetings together, right? If you're having an outing and you want to do some team building, and you're like, oh, well, we don't want to do pizza again, maybe you should ask, what's your name? Wade, since he enjoys coaching, he's used to building teams and camaraderie, maybe you should ask Wade to put the next team activity together. That makes sense? You all getting this? Right? Because see, if you all met me out in the lobby before you knew I was the man on stage, right? And you said, well, what do you do? And I said, well, I'm a pediatrician. You all were like, oh. But if I said, well, you said, well, what do you do? And I said, well, I'm a pole dancer. You'd be like, oh. Right? And if nothing else, if we've learned nothing else since 2020, the answer to that question, what we do, can change just like that. There's a whole lot of people who what they do has changed in the last 3 years. But they were so focused on building their life on what they do. See, we were so taught that this was our success, right? This pie chart is how we measure success. Your salary and your title. Those two things, that's it. What you do. When someone asks you what do you do, they're like, okay, well, where do I rank you and what you do? What can you do for me? How should I respect you? But the real answer, the real question rather that you should be asking and know for yourself is, who are you? Not what do you do, but who are you? See, I told you in 2010, 12, whatever year that was, 2011, 2012, what did I do? I was a leasing agent. If you asked me 6 years ago, what do I do? I was a marketing director for a nonprofit. If you asked me, the job I was talking about, jumping off the balcony, well, I was a college counselor. What is it called? That's what it's called, not a counselor. Academic advisor. That's what I was, thank you. See, I forgot all that. I was like, I don't know one. I was a counselor, and that didn't sound right. I don't want no college counselor. I was an academic advisor. But so I did all those things. But who I was throughout all that was always the same. So what you do may always change, but who you are inside, that's not going to change. Awesome, love it. Marlena, what's one of your passions? Line dancing. I like that. All right, line dancing. So when we talk about passions, one thing, I never line dance. It's like one of my things. I will not wobble. I won't do any line dances because, I'm like, I can't get all the steps. And like, I pledged the frat too. I couldn't step in my frat because I just couldn't get it all together. And then people get all fancy with it. They be adding a little extra steps. I'm like, oh, whatever. Anyway, so that's just bonus. What was I even talking about? Passions. So your passions, you tapping into people's passions are important because when people come to work, you want them excited about being at work. Think about how we might spend 8 to 10 hours a day at work. You may spend up to an hour commuting one way and 1 hour back. All the time you spend getting ready for work. You better have you want to be able to explore and release some of your passions at work. So if you're trying to really make it matter, make the job matter, make the workplace matter, find out what your team is passionate about. Find out what your people are passionate about and how you can all, work to make sure that at least at some time you're able to tap into. Not every day, look, it's work, okay? So we're not gonna come and have line dance Wednesdays every week, right? But you know that, hey, if Wade is planning the next event, Wade's gonna plan a line dancing party, right? So those are the kind of things you want to think about when we talk about value. Everybody got that? Colorblind. I told you I was a marketing director for a nonprofit. I was a marketing director and I had a marketing assistant. That wasn't really his title. He was my assistant. I forgot what it was called at that point. So anyway, his name was Zach. So we had anyone ever done fundraising, work for a nonprofit, had to go and send out, thank you, yep. So we had to ask people for money pretty much, right? So we had a list of donors. So our list was an Excel spreadsheet. And I go to Zach, I say, Zach, here's the list of past donors. We got our big gala coming up. All the people in red are people who have given before, but we haven't heard from. All the people in blue are people who donated at a certain level last year. All the people in green are people who've donated multiple times over the last couple of years, okay? Simple, right? So as I'm telling Zach that, and we're sitting at the computer, Zach is sitting there looking at me like this. And I'm like, Zach, what's wrong? I thought I was pretty clear in what I said. Here's the red, here's the green, here's the blue. Zach looks at me, he says, well, Ryan, I'm colorblind. I can't tell who's blue, green, and red. Blew my mind. And at that moment, I realized, I said, well, I got a decision here, right? As a leader, how do I help Zach do his job better with his, I don't want to call it disability, but his superpower, right? Right? So as leaders, sometimes you're colorblind because we say something to our team and we expect them to get it how we gave it, do it how we expect it, but we haven't even asked them where they are and what limitations may be in the way of them doing their job the way we expect, right? So we're colorblind. Now, I could have sat there and told Zach, well, figure it out, figure out how to do this. But no, we figured out how to make it work for him so that he could go out there and do the job he wanted to do. That makes sense? That's number one. Don't be colorblind. Every person, let's say this is my team right here. Name? Dorothy, Rapunzel, Kanisha, and Felicia. They're my team. Now, I don't know these ladies, but if I go to Dorothy and I say, Dorothy, I need a report to show me all the people who were here at the conference. And I tell Rapunzel, I need a report to show me all the people who registered but didn't show up. And I go to Kanisha and I say, I need a report of who knows what, I don't know. Now, I say, go. Now, I'm expecting it one way, but I don't know what their abilities are. I don't know if they even have access to the information. One of them might be a spreadsheet Excel guru. The other can hardly turn her computer on. I don't know. But you can't be colorblind. You've got to reach your people where they are in order to get the most out of them, okay? Finally is that they don't properly equip their team to do their best. Now I'm about to really start a war up in this room. I just want you to raise your hand. Who's team Walmart? Who's team Target? Y'all bullshit. And well, you can't go into Amazon. That's the reason I asked. You can't. All right, so I was in Target, right? I was in y'all's store. I'm in Target, and I'm in the men's section. And in the men's section, I don't know if they have it in Walmart. I know in Target, in the men's section and in the women's section, I think they have carpet on the floor, right? So I'm in the men's section looking for some graphic tees, and I hear, I'm like, what is that? And I look, and there's a Target employee. Now I'm adding a little bit. She wasn't doing all that, but she was sweeping the rug. She was sweeping the rug. How many of y'all sweep your rugs at home? Did your carpet? I'm not the front. All right, we don't. Oh. All right, no judgment then. So now, well, I don't know if you know this thing, but there's this thing called a vacuum. Okay, there's a thing called the vacuum cleaner, right? That's really designed for carpets and rugs. I said rug, but I should say carpet. If your rugs are different, rugs are a little different. But anyway, she was sweeping the carpet. And I'm like, oh my gosh, why is she sweeping the carpet? Because she was sweeping her heart out. She was a hard employee. She was sweeping. I'm like, get it, girl. She was sweeping. But I couldn't stop thinking, like, they have vacuums in aisle A32. Why are you not vacuuming the carpet? And it hit me that her bosses, while they had a dedicated employee, a hardworking employee, they were not properly equipping her with everything she needed to do her job at the top level. And what will happen when you don't equip your team, your people, with everything they need? You can't, on one side, one hand, not equip them, but then when it comes time for raises, promotions, evaluations, hold them accountable for what they couldn't do because you didn't give them the tools to do it. That's not good leadership. So that's got to be, when you're talking about leading and the mistakes leaders make is that you've got to fully equip your team with the things that they need. Now, here's the thing. Some things may be out of your control, okay? If you need a new, accounting system, you can't just go and buy an accounting system. I understand that. But if you know that's the issue, then that's where the communication starts, right? That's where you start listening to your team, you start working together, and at least get the buy-in. When they can trust, we go back to the trust because they hear you saying, look, I'm in this with y'all. I want a better system too. But then when it comes time for evaluations, you have to take that into account and help them understand. You have to understand, rather, what limitations that they have. Everybody getting that? How many of you ready to go yell at your manager for making you sweep the carpet? Nobody? All right. Great. Give yourselves a little space. You can come to the middle. Watch out for the camera on that side. But if you got to go to the walls, give yourself a little space. All right. Everybody face me, face me, face me. All right. So we're going to do a quick exercise. What I want you all to do is take your right hand. That's this hand right here. And I want you to point it towards me. All right. There we go. Now, I'm going to count to 3. Don't do it yet until giving instructions. When I count to 3, all I want you to do is just turn around as far as you can without moving your feet, okay? When I count to 3, y'all looking like, no stretching. When I count to 3, you can go 1, 2, 3, you're going to turn around as far as you can. 1, 2, 3, turn around as far as you can. All right, great. Turn back around, face me, face me, face me. Keep your arms out, keep your arms out. Now this time, I want you to close your eyes. Close your eyes. Everybody close your eyes. Now, my eyes are open, so I can see who. Close your eyes. Close your eyes. All right, so now this time, before you turn around, don't turn around yet. This time, I want you to imagine yourself going twice as far as you turned the first time. I want you to imagine that your bones are now rubber bands. That old hip injury doesn't exist. All right? That bad knee is now your good knee. When I count to 3, keep your eyes closed. It's only gonna work if your eyes are closed, y'all. Keep your eyes closed. Don't open until I tell you, but on the count of 3, again, don't move your feet. Turn around as far as you can. 1, 2, 3. Turn around as far as you can. 1, 2, 3. Turn around as far as you can. Now open your eyes. All right. Turn back around. How many of you turned further the second time? Yeah, the rest of you cheated. So, I know. So listen, what I showed you right there was the power of imagination. The power of imagination. See, the first time I showed you turn around, all you were thinking about was that bad back. You was like, oh no, well, Rapunzel was right there. I want to hit her. You were like, no, it's just too wrong. What is this man doing? I ain't turning around nothing. And you went as far as you wanted to go, as far as you could see yourself going. But the second you closed your eyes and took your eyes off the obstacles that were in front of you, once you imagined you were better, you were. Once you imagined yourself going further, you went further. Because you imagined it. That's it. So if nothing else, I want you to take with you today, imagine yourself being better after this weekend. Imagine yourself going further. Imagine you being a better leader. Go out there and have the life of unforgettable impact, abundant fulfillment. Go out there, be great, and make it matter. I am Ryan C. Greene. I want to thank y'all for your time.